Well, good afternoon and welcome to Florence, Montana, and the Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament here as the Valkyries get ready to take on the Arlee Scarlets here in the first round. The Valkyries, number one ranked out of 7B, and the Scarlets are fourth ranked out of 6B here. Earlier action, I'll get to that, but had a chance to sit down with Arlee Stalneck, the head coach of the Valkyries, and talk about last week's district tournament and what's going on here at Divisionals. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and Vals here from Florence, Montana, Florence High School, and where the Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament takes place. And two winners out of this will head to Bozeman next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the state tournament. So, talking to head coach Arlee Stalneck of the Valkyries, and pregame brought to you by Avery's Flathead Lake Lodge, where they proudly supported Bigfork athletics since 1945. And this is what the coach had to say earlier this afternoon.
Take that, and there's a lot of merit in losing, so we're happy to learn from it.
A good win, then the pressure's off. They don't have to think about that being unbeaten the rest of the way.
Yeah, I also think it's just one of those things where I keep trying to tell the girls that it's a new game of volleyball, tournament time is, and so when we go out there, you can beat a team 3-0, but you haven't played them since September, and so just because you beat them 3-0 means nothing. And I think that was like a little bit of like a wake-up call. Also showed us like where we need to stay strong, and it also showed us that we have the heart to fight back and play good volleyball and win.
Well, that's what I'll talk about. I'll talk about the resilience of your girls and how they were able to fight back, because in the next match they take on Eureka and then they sweep them in 3. Talk about that match, and was there a fire lit under the girls after the Thompson Falls game that really pushed them forward to the next matches?
I wouldn't necessarily say a fire as much of just like the will to do it. They were bummed, and I think the main thing that was fun to watch was them take that and turn it into something great that they could really use to beat. I mean, we went in, we had to beat Eureka. That seemed to us like we got a chance to really work on the things we needed to work on. We utilized our time working on some serve receive during warm-ups and working on some blocking during warm-ups. And then the next time we went to go play Thompson Falls, I think it just, the mentality that we had the first time we played them, where we were just a little scared to swing big and all that stuff, it was gone. So we just moved on from it.
So you guys really focused in that first one, knowing that if you beat them, you had to play them again, and you were able to beat them 3-1 in that first one.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I knew we could do it, but that's it's all on what the girls have mentally, and they really proved that nothing could keep them down. And I think a lot of high school sports is a lot of mental volleyball, what we're going through, and they just proved that that's just another battle that they can overcome. So.
Very much so. And then by winning that one 3-1, they forced that last championship, the if necessary, to back. So you play 4. Thompson Falls plays 3 that day, but you guys got to play 4 back to back to back to back. But you guys came out in that, won the first 2, then lost the third, then won in the 4th. Talk about that match and closing that. I heard it was just absolutely crazy in the gymnasium over there. Sorry I couldn't be there, home football, but that's another story. But I was really proud in updating folks where you guys were at, and you guys were winning that. Talk about that last match.
So that last match for us actually was probably the best match that we played the whole time, and it just came down to like energy and momentum. We used our warm-up the girls did a dance and used that as their way of warming up and building some energy. And it's amazing what a little bit of in the long run, they have the talent. I kept telling them, you guys have the talent. You need to build the momentum, build the energy. If you have that 4 games in, 15 sets in, you will win because your talent will follow all that momentum. And that's nice. It's good for them to also see that what they could do.
What I'll say is that they really fought back, but that was a good test for them and resilience, and probably really good at, hey, we can play 4 in a row. We can do this. Now we come to divisionals and hoping for starts. So talking about today's match, you take on Arlee. You played Arlee earlier on a Saturday and swept them 3-0. But like you said, you want to take each match and never take anybody lightly because everybody changes or might get better. But you guys are so talented. Labor is proud the way you guys can play. I don't think there's nobody on the west side that can beat you, and very few teams that can play with you on the west side. But we'll see that down the road.
Yeah, no, the guys are great, and so we're just going into a brand new game, one set against Arlee, and just playing our best game of volleyball. And the one thing that we really worked on in that last game against Thompson Falls for the championship was just 1 point at a time. It's really easy to look back and go, oh, we really messed up on this point 2 points ago, or oh, look how close we are to 25, we're going to win this. But it's just 1 point at a time until you get to 25, and stay in that moment. And the second the last point ends, you're just on to the new one, and that's the point you need to win. And I really think the girls fed into that, and they did a really good job at staying in the moment and not thinking too far ahead or dwelling on the past. So
that's why I used to coach baseball. It's like talk to my son especially, 1 pitch at a time. The next pitch matters. Fix that one because that one's over. You can't change it. Just go to the next. So I think that's very, very smart. So I have a chance. 2 teams out of this Western Bay Divisional Volleyball Tournament head to state, which will be in Bozeman. I know you'll have to be one of them, but you got to play these tonight. You win at 1:30. You play at 6:45. But we'll see how that finishes out. And the teams you've played, you beat every one of these teams this year. So, like you said, things can change how they improved or changed. But the same thing can be said about your team, how much better and how you guys play together as a team.
Yeah, we really just honed in on the fact that if there's a team out there getting better, it better be us. So yeah, that's what we aimed for all practice, and I think the girls in these moments they have everything that they need to succeed currently, and it's up to them. They got
First to 5, right?
First to 5, first to 10, first to 15.
That's right. First to 5, and you guys have been doing a great job all year. It's been fun covering you guys at home and then also on the road. So I'm looking forward to today's match and then continuing on today and tomorrow. So good luck and let's go Vols.
Let's go Vols. Thank you.
Thanks, Ariel. I appreciate it as always.
Well, head coach Ariel Stanek on the pregame show and talking with her before the game. So talking about last week, that loss not being a bad loss. I mean, losing to Thompson Falls has been their nemesis, and they did a good job against them. Even though they lost, they came back and beat them twice in a row. So they played 4 matches on Saturday. to win the district tournament, get the number 1 seed, and taking on the Arlee Scarlets here. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and the Vows here from Florence, Montana. It's the Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament. And earlier action at the 10 o'clock game, it was the Anaconda Lady Copperheads beating the Mission Lady Bulldogs 3-0. So Anaconda moves into the 5 o'clock game this afternoon. Mission will move on to a loser out action tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And they will take on Florence, who lost in the 11:45 game 3-0 to Thompson Falls, the Lady Hawks. So Florence will move in the 10 o'clock loser out tomorrow here. And Thompson Falls will take on Anaconda at 5 o'clock this afternoon. And the winners will move into the semifinals on Friday at 5 o'clock, taking on the winner of this bracket. First up is Bigfork taking on Arlee. Then Eureka will take on Powell County here coming up at 3:15. So we're scheduled to first serve about 1:30. And we're running about right on schedule with 2 minutes here left in warm-ups. And we'll talk about your starting lineups brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Food for all your grocery needs. And I'm making bakery, deli, 8111 Highway 35, Bigfork, 837-5010. And Marcus Balgos and the gang at Bigfork Harvest Food. Make sure when you go in there shopping for your groceries, you thank them for sponsoring Bigfork Athletics, both the Valkyries and the Vikings, who are having great seasons this year. So let's take a look, first of all, for Arlee and the Scarlets. They have a senior outside hitter captain, number 3, Journey Crawford. Number 4 is a middle hitter senior captain, Raven Parson. Number 5 is Adeline Jacobson. She's a junior middle blocker, number 5. A defensive specialist, a senior, number 6, Carly Dorr. The setter is a sophomore, number 15, Leah Nesteth. Outside hitter senior, number 34, Reed Crawford, the sister of Journey Crawford. So twins there for Arlee. And then the libero is a number 1, and she's a junior, Shauna Lee Matt. For Arlee, head coach Lonnie Moore, assisted by Dr. Mike Perry. That is your starting lineups for Arlee. For the Valkyries, usual starters here. A 5'4" libero, junior, number 88, Tessa Troyer. Then we go to a senior middle blocker at 5'10", number 1, Inga Turner. At 5'4", the setter, junior, number 4, Piper Linson. One of the captains at 5'9", senior opposite side hitter, number 5, Ellie Jort. At 5'8", a sophomore outside hitter, number 7, Ava Joe Davey. Then the other captain, it's 5'8", senior outside hitter, number 8, Zoe Albert. And then middle blocker, the sophomore at 5'8", number 9, Piper Lee for head coach Ariel Stallneck, assisted by Josh Feller and Logan Swenson. So about ready to get underway here in Florence, Montana. And the scoreboard, they haven't changed the names up there. Still have T Falls and Florence, but it'll be Arlee in their red with white numbers and black letters for Arlee. For the Valkyries in their gray with blue numbers. And we're getting ready to go here. First serve brought to you by the Montana Athletic Club. What's getting you, keep you getting fit? Discounted guest passes, personal training, Pilates, 850 Holt Drive, Bigfork, Montana. 837-2582. Doug and Nancy Mallum and the folks at the Montana Athletic Club supporting Bigfork Athletics. And they're changing the scoreboard. So the announcer here does a great job for Florence, and he'll be do the starting lineups, and we'll get underway here momentarily. So a few folks here from Bigfork on the far side, on Bigfork side, getting ready for this match, and we'll get underway here. So he's doing the starting lineups. I'll be back then momentarily with first serve here from Florence, Montana, as the Valkyries take on the Arlee Scarlets in District's Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament. All right, we're ready to underway here in Florence, Montana. Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament between the Bigfork Valkyries and the Arlee Scarlets. About ready for first serve here. Did introductions and the officials, MOA officials, both on the net, on the floor, and then doing the lines as well. And they're going to shake hands, get underway. I can't show any pictures on here. Somebody asked me, show the coach. Sorry, I can't. Here, just audio. Yeah, we're getting ready to serve and find out. Looks like Bigfork has won the serve. They'll be on the right side, heading right to left. And Arlee from left to right is officials check. And Troyer will go in for Piper Lee. And she'll serve for the Valkyries. Libero in for Arlee. That's Sean Lee Matt. So here comes first serve. Deep, dug out. It's going to hit the no, they dug it out, but out of bounds and out of play off Arlee. Point for Bigfork. And Troyer serving for the Valkyries. Deep, dug out by 34. Set up, spiked across. Jort will pick it up. Linson. Jort setting her up. Back spike. Dug out by 34. Crawford, spike. Dug out by Davy. Linson will set up Davy. Davy tips it across. Dug out by Arlee. Across Crawford. Back Troyer. Linson going to set up. And spike down off the hands of the libero Matt. And that spike brought to you by Inga Turner. And set up nicely by Linson. And 2-0 here early on your Flat Hit Lake Lodge scoreboard. Service dug out by libero Matt. Cross. Dug out. Oh, nice dig there by Albert. Diving on the floor, pancake, if you will. Linson short off of Crawford. Crawford into the net. Get it across. Off Linson. Point to Bigfork. They're calling Scarlets over the top of the net for Arlee. And point for Bigfork, 3-0. Dug out by Matt. Can be set up. Spiked by Crawford off the hands. Dug out by Albert. Linson going to set up Davy. Davy gets it across off the hands of Arlee. Crawford. Matt across. Albert. Linson spiked down off the hand of Journey Crawford off the spike of Turner, and point for Bigfork, 4-0 here on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard early in the first, best of 5. Service, Troyer, dug out by Matt, can be set up. Crawford on the spike, hits it in the net, no good. Messeth with the set for Arlee, 5-0. Bigfork leads early over the Scarlets. Service. Nice, dug out by Matt, over right towards me, no. And nice save, oh, almost hit it up into the net at the top. And that's out of play. And point for Bigfork, they lead 6-0 on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. And Arlee will take a timeout here in the first as the Valkyries lead 6-0. All right, back here in Florence in the first. Best of 5. Valkyries lead 6-0. And Troyer to serve for Bigfork. Troyer's serve. Nice and deep. Dug out by Matt. Messeth. Spiked across. Blocked by Bigfork. Dug out by Short. Linson, Davy, right down the middle, inside the back line is good. And a nice spike by Ava Jo Davy. It's 7-0, the Valkyries lead early. Service, nice deep, dug out by Matt. Libero, Mesteth, Crawford, blocked by Bigfork, but off the hands of Inga Turner and drops on Bigfork's side. So a side out and point for Arlee. And number 15, Leah Mesteth will serve. Serve deep, dug out by Albert. Linson spiking it down is Turner. And side out to Bigfork, and a point for the Valkyries. They're up 8-1 here in the first. Service, Albert serving. Dug out by Matt. Mesteth, spike by Jacobson is good for Arlee. And then she'll go out, and Parson will come in. And serving is the libero, Shanlia Matt, for Arlee as they trail 8-2. Matt service, Davy, Linson, Davy on the spike. That one's going to be out of play off the hands of Mesteth, and point for Bigfork. On the side out, 9-2, and Ava Jo Davy to serve for the Valkyries. Up by 7 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Nice serve, dug out by Arlee. Spiked across, dug out by Albert, but Bigfork could not get to it, and a point side out to Arlee. As Troyer tried to dig that one out. Crawford to serve. Troyer off the back wall. And an ace for Arlee. And Journey Crawford. Crawford to serve. Drilling 9-4. Crawford gets it crossed. Dug out by Albert. Linson back set. And point for Bigfork off the block and straight down. And Piper Lee will come in for Troyer. And serving for the Valkyries, number 1, Inga Turner. Up 10-4 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Service dug out by Crawford. Cross, spike. Dug out by Jort. Spiked across by Davy from the back line. Too high. And just dropping it across the net. Bigfork can't dig it out as Piper Lee puts it up into the net and side out. 10-5 now. The Valkyries lead. A lift called on Linson as it hits the net cord, and Linson tries to dig it out the right side, can't. And Crawford serving. Serves deep. Albert Linson gets it across. Matt back to Crawford. Or Mesteth. And number 4, Parson puts it out of play. Side out to Bigfork. And Linson to serve. Up 11-6 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Linson, deep serve. Dug out by Crawford. Spiking it. Davy. Linson, back corner. Dug out by Crawford. Set up by Mesteth. Across by Parson. Spike across. And off the hands of Parson, out of bounds on the spike by Albert. And point for Bigfork, 12-6, as Piper Linson continues to serve for the Valkyries. Deep serve. Dug out by Crawford into the net. And Mesteth can't dig it out for Arlee. So point for Bigfork. They're up by 7 now here in the first. Linson, serve. Deep serve. And just a little bit deep. They let it drop. And side out to Arlee. And a point, 13-7. Point, deep. And that serve is too deep by Parson. And right back to Bigfork as they exchange services out. And Bigfork leads by 7, 14-7. Albert, deep serve, dug out by Matt. Spiked across and blocked there. Nice job by Piper Lee as she knocks it down as it tried to cross the net. And point for Bigfork. as Albert is serving for the Valkyries. Albert, deep serve, dug out by Matt. Messed that. Spike, blocked by Bigfork. Short up there. Cross by Mestet. Piper Lee. Linson back set. Spiking. Drops across the net. Arlee tried to dig it out. Can't quite get it up high enough to get over the net. Off of number 5, Jacobson hits the ground. Point for Bigfork. And Albert continues to serve. Albert, deep serve. Dug out by Reed Crawford. Mestet. And that one goes out of play behind the flag. And a good job by the linesman to call that one down the line. I've had to do that a few times at home. 17-7, the Valkyries up by 10. Albert, deep serve, dug out by Crawford. Mestet setting up. And spiking in the net is Jacobson. And point for Bigfork, 18-7. They're up to 11 here on the Bigfork Harvest Foods scoreboard from Florence, Montana in the first best of 5. I'll be back with more of the first here from Florence. All right, welcome back to Florence, Montana, Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament. Valkyries leading this one in the first, 18-7, and Albert continued to serve for the Valkyries. Service by Albert, deep, dug out by Crawford. Messet going to set up Crawford down the line and gets it to drop in front of Bigfork. And side out point for Arlee. They're down by 10 here on the Bigfork Harvest Foods scoreboard. Service into the net and drops over. Linson digs it out. The Jort gets it across. Dug out by Crawford. Messet going to spike it. Dug out by Linston. Albert from the back line digs it out. Crawford. Messet backside. Crawford digs it out. Save by and cross by Bigfork. Nice dig by Albert. Crawford off the block. There goes Albert. Going to set up Linson. Backside. Davey. And Davey just a bit long. But they're swinging away. And 18-9 on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. The Valkyries lead here in the first. Service. Nice deep dugout by Piper Lee. Davey off the block. Drops on the side as Matt and Crawford go for it. And side out point for Bigfork. And Bigfork to serve. Nice serve by the libero. Dug out. Crawford on the spike down the line is good. That number 3, Crawford, does a nice job for Arlee. Point. Side out to Arlee. And number 15, Leah Mestef, the serve for Arlee. Trailing by 9. Back. Dug out by Albert. Linson. Short. Dug out by Dorr. Mestef. Across by Crawford. Dug out by Linson. Short. Davey. Cross court. Dug out by Matt. Mestef. Crawford spikes it, but way too long as she swung away. And Crawford, a good outside hitter for Arlee. Serving is Jort. Gets it across. Dug out by Arlee. Spike dug out by Dorr. Linson going to tip it across. Drops it. Across past Jacobson in the middle of the court. And Jort continues to serve up 21-10 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Dug out by Arlee. Can they get it across? They do. Short. Linson setting up. Spiking it inside the back line is number 1, Inga Turner for the Valkyries. And they lead 22-10 now on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Service by Jort. Nice and deep. Oh, drops it in. Nobody touched it for Arlee and drops it in the end line. And 23-10 now. The Valkyries lead on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard here from Florence. Jort serve. Dug out by Matt. Oh, by Mestet. Crawford will get it across. That's Reed. Jort. Linston tips it across. And Linston, to get that across, was in the net. So side out point for Arlee. And back to serve is Sean Liam. Matt Libero for Arlee. Service. Serves it on the end line. Bigfork thought it was going to be deep. It drops in. And point for Arlee. 23-12 now. Matt service deep. Troyer digs it out. Linson gets it across is Bigfork. Turner. Mested. Blocked by Turner. Crawford. Or Mested gets it across. Bigfork in the net again. And a point for Arlee as Bigfork leads by 10 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard, 23-13. Spiked up, Turner, spiked, down, dug out by Mestet, but drops. Crawford can't find it as it hits the roof and drops down. And game point for the Valkyries, 24-13 here in the first. Davey, right down the middle, dug out by Mestet. Libero, blocked by Bigfork, but out of bounds. It'll be side out point for Arlee, 24-14. And serving is Journey Crawford for the Scarlets. Service. Albert Linson. Albert off the block, drops it in on Arlee's side, and that's your first game as the Valkyries win this first one, 25-14.
Bigfork Valkyries will take the first set, 25-14.
So 25-14 on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. And we'll get ready for game number 2 between Bigfork and Arlee. Like I said earlier, in higher seeds won an earlier Anaconda 3-0 over Mission, and Thompson Falls 3-0 over Florence. I'll be back with game number 2, set number 2, here from Florence, Montana, Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament. All right, we're back here in Florence. And same starters we got. Jorts out there. Piper Lee, Davey, Albert, Linson, Troyer right now. And the same for Arlee. I'll give those to you momentarily. Both Crawford girls. Raven. Service by Journey Crawford deep off of Linson's hands and out of play. And point for Arlee to start the second. Best of 5 here. And Journey Crawford to serve for Arlee. Dug out by Albert. Linson, Davey off the block. and tried to get it back. It was going to be inbounds and off her hand of Davy after it was blocked up front there by Reed Crawford and Parson. Service dug out by Piper Lee. Linson. Lee gets it across. Nice dig by Linson. Spike. Jacobson. Linson. Davy on the spike. Drops it inside for a side out and point for Bigfork. 2-1 now on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. The Valkyries lead. Crawford, Parson, Jacobson, Dorr, Messeth, Crawford, and Matt for Arlee. Messeth's going to set it up. Spiking from the back is Crawford. Crawford hits that one long, and point for Bigfork. We're now tied at 2. 2 apiece here in the second, and the best of 5 here from Florence. Service, Troyer, deep. Messeth, Crawford, or check that, as Dorr hits it into the net for Florence. And point for Bigfork. They're up 3-2. As Troyer will move to the left side to serve for Bigfork. Serves it deep down the middle. Crawford will have to dig it out. Messeth backs outside. Getting across and can't getting across his Door again as she hits it in the net as a set for her is out of bounds and a tough play there by Door. 4-2 on your Mountain Athletic Club scoreboard. Troyer serving. Duck up by Reed Crawford. Messeth going to set up Crawford. Crawford can just get it across. Dug up by Jort. Linson. Davy right over the middle, and Matt can't quite handle it. And point for Bigfork. They're up 5-2. Coach said first to 5, and they got to 5 first here. And service, Creed Crawford digs it out. Messeth 4 is Raven Parsoner. Check that. We'll get it across. Bigfork on the set. Out of play. Davy can't get it as she's pinned up against the net. And side out to Arlee. Point for them. 5-3 now on the Montana Athletic Club scored. And Reed Crawford serving. Gets it. Short serve. Oh, digging. Bigfork gets it just across. Jort. Reed Crawford. Messeth. Back set. Dig by Albert. Linson will get it across. The call for the double hit. And Arlee with the point. It's 5-4 now as Reed Crawford will serve again for Arlee, the Scarlets. Deep. Dug out by Davy. Linson getting it across is Albert. Dug out. Reed Crawford across is Parson. Parson. Linson back set. Spike by Short. Nice spike dug out by the Scarlets. Crawford, but trying to hit it across and blocked by Inga Turner. A point side out to Bigfork. 6-4 now. Short serve. Drops it. And an ace service there for Ellie Jort as the Valkyries go up by 3, 7-4 here on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Jort serving. This one a little bit short, gets it into the net. So side out to Arlee. And number 5, Jacobson back in for Arlee. Number 4, Parson. Raven Parson to serve for Arlee. Service on the way. Davy. Linson. Davy. Gets it across. Dug out by Messeth. Crawford. And she can't get it across. Number 6, Door for Arlee for side out point for Bigfork. And Ava Jo Davy will serve for the Valkyries here. Up by 3, 8-5 now. Here in the second, best of 5. Davy serve. Nice and deep. Dug out by Crawford. Messeth. Blocked by Turner. Door. Messeth will get it across. Davy. Linson. And spiking it down the line is Ellie Jort for a point for Bigfork. And Ava Jo Davy continues to serve for the Valkyries. They're up by 4 now. Here in the second. They won the first. Davy, nice deep serve dug out by Crawford. Journey Crawford. Messeth up in the net. Linson. Spike down right at me. And point for Bigfork on the Inga Turner serve as the ball was coming right at me here in the corner. And point for Bigfork. They're doubling them up 10-5. Nice serve by Ava Jo Davy. Dug out by him. And that was number 5. Jacobson hit it out of bounds over the net to Bigfork side. And Bigfork leads 11-5 now on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard here from Florence, Montana, Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament. And I'll be back with more of the second from Florence, Montana. I know Jack and Darlene are listening out there. Heard from them earlier. Back here, Florence, Montana. Ava Jo Davies serving up 11-5 here on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard as they won the first set and leading here in the second. Davies service nice and deep. Crawford digs it out. Other Crawford and getting it across is Matt. Davy just hit it just long. And side out to Arlee, point. Davy spiking it from the backcourt. And serving is Door. Door into the net for Arlee. Over to Bigfork. And a side out. Piper Lee will come in for Troyer. And serving is Turner for the Valkyries. Up 12-6. Service gets it across. Dug out by Door. That's that. Crawford spikes it. Dug out by Turner. Linson can't quite get to it in the middle of the court. And side out to Arlee. 12-7 now here on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. The Valkyries lead. Serving is Messeth. Davey will dig it out. Linson going to set up. Piper Lee. Out of bounds. I thought it might have been tipped, but it was not. And point for Arlee. Messeth. Troyer will dig it out. Linson going to set up. Off the block of Arlee. Out of play. And point for Bigfork. And Piper Linson will serve for the Valkyries. They lead by 5, 13-8. Service gets over. That one's going to want to play off of Door's hands. And a nice diving effort there by Reed Crawford, but can't quite get to it for Arlee. And 14-8. The Valkyries lead. And Linson will serve. Linson. Crawford. Hits it out of bounds on the return. And point for Bigfork. 15-8 now on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Crawford gets it across. Jort. Linson. Spike by Albert. Door. Crawford. Off the set, Troyer will get it out. Linson, back spike, Davey. Dug out by Door. Jacobson spikes it deep, dug out by Troyer. And spiking it down is Jacobson for Arlee. And a side out and point for the Scarlets, 15-9. Service by Messep, the libero. Linson will dig it out. Davey. Or check that. Albert dives and tries to get it across, but it drops on Bigfork's side and a point for Arlee. 15-10 now on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. The Valkyries lead. Service by Messep. Dug out by Davey. Linson back set. Albert cross court. Dug out by Reed Crawford. Messep setting up Crawford. Dug out by Davey. Linson set. Off the block on the Albert spike. Door. Crawford will get it across. And she's saying it went over the flag, so out of play. It'll be a point for Bigfork on the return by Arlee. And Zoe Albert will go back to serve. 16-10 now on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. The Valkyries lead with Zoe Albert to serve for Bigfork. Deep serve, dug out by Messeth. Crawford over to her sister, Ree Crawford. Linson back set, short, cross court. That one hits up top. That's out of play. Up by the netting here at midcourt. And that's point for Bigfork. 17-10 now. They're up by 7. And Albert serving. Service on the way. Nice and deep. Dug out by Mestep. And right to me, they get again point for Bigfork on the ace. Ball's coming at me. I have to protect my equipment and stuff over here in the corner. That's the second one that's come over here. So Albert continues to serve as they're up by 8, 18-10. Albert serve, nice and deep. Dug out by Dorr. Cross, Crawford will get it back. Albert, back corner. Linson, short on the spike. And blocked by Crawford and Parson at the net. And side out to Arlee, point for them. 18-11 now on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. The Valkyries lead. Serving is Journey Crawford. Dug out by Piper Lee. Linson, Albert. And they're going to cobble double hit on Linson. And so a point for Arlee. They're within 6 at 18-12. Service, Crawford, deep. Troyer will dig it out. Linson looking for Davey. Cross court, dug out by Dorr. And then Crawford, spike, Piper Lee. Dug out by Mesteth. And Matt, right? Linson back set, Jort on the spike. Once again trying to kill me in the corner. And saving it out of bounds by Jort on the spike. And point for Arlee. And within 5, 18-13 here in the second. Crawford Journey serves it deep. Dug out by Piper Lee. Linson. Albert. Nice spike from the backcourt. Save. Matt gets it across. Davey spikes it right in front of Crawford. And point side out to Bigfork at 19-13. So some good volleyball action going on here in Florence here in the second. And the Valkyries lead by 6, 19-13 on your Flathead Lake Glass scoreboard. And Troyer serving for the Valkyries deep. Dug out by Matt. Mesteth. Crawford will have to get it across. Zoe Albert. Linson. Set. Inga Turner. Spikes it straight down off the block attempt. There by number 4, Parson. And a point for Bigfork, 20-13. Troyer continue to serve. Nice serve dug out by Crawford. Mesteth. Parson. Linson. Spiked by Davey. Dug out by Troyer on the block. Linson again. Davey across court. Dug out. That's going to be out of play as it hits the side of the net off the hands of Matt. And point for Bigfork. They're up 21-13 on your Flathead Lake Lot scoreboard here in the second. Best of 5 as they won the first, and they'll take a timeout. Arlee does take a timeout, and I'll take a timeout as well and be back with the continuation of the second set here from Florence, Montana. All right, we're back here in Florence, Montana, Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament. Girls Valkyries won the first set, 25-14, lead this one 21-13, and Troyer continue to serve. Dug out there by Crawford. Crawford gets it across. Back in the corner. Linson puts it, dug out by Crawford, getting it across. Dug out by Albert. Linson, spike by Inga Turner. And a nice set, short set by Linson. Sets up Turner. 22-13, and Troyer serving again. Dug out. Blocked by Bigfork by Inga Turner. Drops on the Arlee side for a point. They're up by 10, 23-13. And Troyer still serving here in Florence. Deep serve by Troyer, dug out by Crawford. Journey set up by Messeth. Reed Crawford gets it across. And Bigfork must have been in the net on the spike by Crawford. And side out point for Arlee, 23-14. And Reed Crawford serving for the Scarlets. Crawford serves short, dug out by Linson. Albert setting up Jort. Jort spikes it deep, dug out by Crawford. Messeth, or check Matt. Spike there by number 6. Dorr hits it out of bounds. Side out point and game point here for Bigfork. Up by 10, 24-14 in set number 2. Deep serve there by Jort. Crawford from the backcourt. Dug out by Davey. Linson. Albert off the block, drops on Arlee's side to win the second one, 25-14. So up 2-0 now here. The same as the first one, 25-14, 25-14 over Arlee. They need one more to move on, and we'll talk about that later on. I'll be back with the third set here from Florence, Montana, the Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament. And a shout out to Dave and Teresa Hildebrand. That's the grandparents of Ava Jo Davey listening out there in South Carolina. Appreciate that as well. So I'll be back here with the third set from Florence, Montana. All right, back here in Florence as the Valkyries win the first two, 25-14, 25-14. And we'll go to the third. They got to win best of 5, so they got to win 3 to move on. So the same starters, Journey Crawford, Raven Parson, Adeline Jacobson, Carly Dorr, Leah Messett, Reed Crawford, and Shaunalee Matt. For the Valkyries who will be serving, it is Tessa Troyer, Piper Lee, Albert Davey, Jort, Linson, and Turner. Service deep, dug out by Crawford, out of play, off the hands of Reed Crawford, and a point for Bigfork. And Tessa Troyer serving for the Valkyries. Troyer, deep serve down the line, Reed Crawford. Other Crawford, Reed gets it across the net, dug out by Turner. Short set, nice, off the block there. Jacobson out of bounds, and point for Bigfork on the Turner spike. Or they say the kill, if you will. And Troyer serving from the left side for Bigfork. Down the line, dug out by 6. That's Dorr. Dorr hits it in the net, and Arlee can't handle it. Bigfork up 3-0 early here in the third. And we'll have all the action here for their games Thursday and Friday. Dorr digs it out. Matt. Crawford will get it across. Dug out by Jort. Linson back set. Jort dumps it across. Drops it across the block attempt there by Jacobson. And drops on the side of Arlee. And a point for Bigfork. 4-0 early. Troyer continues to serve for the Valkyries. Nice serve down the middle. Dug out by Matt. Messed set. Crawford digs it across. Davey. Back set by Linson. And Davy didn't get up high enough. Block hits that one in the net. Side out to Arlee and a point. And the libero. Sunlia Matt will serve for Arlee. Service deep. Dug out by Albert. Linson. Spike on the line. The back line there by Inga Turner. And a nice set by Linson. And side out point to Bigfork. And Ellie Jort, number 5, will serve for the Valkyries. Deep serve. Dug out by Matt Crawford. Or check that. Spike and back off the hands of Dorr. Crawford will save it. Get it across is Parson. Linson gets it across. Dug out by Matt. Crawford dug out by Ava Joe. Or check that. Albert. And Bigfork just lets it drop in the middle of court. A little bit of communication was. But a nice dig by Albert on the spike by Crawford. And Crawford serving. That's Journey Crawford. Linson setting up this time, blocking it down. Nice kill there by Inga Turner on the set by Linson. Side out to Bigfork. Ava Joe Davy will serve. Valkyries up 6-2 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Crawford. And Crawford gets it across and hits it out of play. It does Mestev. And 7-2, Ava Joe Davies serving here in the third. Nice deep serve. And that one's out. Thought it was touched by Arlee. Bigfork was asking for it, but nope. Reed Crawford serves it deep. Troyer. Linson. Albert on the spike, slides underneath. So point for Arlee, and Reed Crawford will continue to serve for the Scarlets, down by 3, 7-4. Crawford deep. Turner. Linson. Spike there by Turner, dug out by Reed Crawford. Nessa gets it across, or Matt, excuse me. Spiking it down the line is Zoe Albert off the net. He gets back past Crawford and drops down, on the Arlee side. Point for Bigfork. And 8-4 now on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. And Inga Turner to serve for the Valkyries. Turner, deep, dug out by Matt. That's that. Spike. Oh, way too long. Big swing there by Parson. Hits it cross court and out of play. Point to Bigfork. 9-4 now here in the third. Turner serving. So move over to the left side just a little bit. Serves it nice and deep. And out, about 2 feet out as Crawford lets it go. Side out, point to Arlee. Jacobson will come back in for the Scarlets. And serving is Parson. Parson serve deep. Dug about Davy. Linson back set. Spiking it across. Albert just tips it across past the block of Jacobson. Drops on Arlee's side for a point and side out to Bigfork. And Piper Linson to serve. Linson serve deep. Dug out by Crawford. That's that. Jacobson spikes it. Linson's going to set up. Albert on the spike. And point for Bigfork. Up 11-5. Having to defend myself over here in the corner. And Linson to serve for the Valkyries. Up 11-5. Nice serve off the hands. Crawford will save it. Reed Crawford gets it over. Piper Lee. Jort. Linson. Davy. Or check that. Albert tips it over the block. Down the line and point for Bigfork. Up 12-5 now here on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. And Piper Linson will continue to serve for the Valkyries. Linson serves it deep. Dug out by Matt. Jacobson gets it across. Linson, Piper Lee, deep. And too deep. And side out to Arlee and a point for Arlee. At 12-6 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. And number 6, Dorr serving. Dorr serves. Linson will dig it out. Piper Lee. Albert, cross court, dug out by Dorr. Mestet. As it crawls across the net, and point for Arlee. 12-7 now on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. The Valkyries lead, and Dorr will continue to serve for Arlee. Dug out by Troyer. Linson spiked down the line by Zoe Albert from the right side, and side out to Bigfork, 13-7. And Albert will serve after she gets that kill. Now she'll serve for Bigfork. Service deep. Dug out by Matt. Jacobson gets it across. Piper Lee. Davey. Cross court off the hand of Reed Crawford. And out of play. Point for Bigfork. As they double them up, 14-7 now here on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. And Zoe Albert continues to serve for the Valkyries. Oh, Albert doesn't toss it high enough. Hits it in the net. So side out to Arlee and a point for the Scarlets. And Leah Mestep, the setter, will serve. Serves it in the corner. And out of play as Piper Lee lets it go. And she lets it go. It's a point for Bigfork as that one goes out of play. I thought they might be looking for a tip, but nope. Troyer serving. Serves it deep. Dug out by Matt. Metseth. Crawford down the line. Dug out by Jort. Linson. Zoe Albert can't get across, right across the net. And point side out to Arlee. Is number 4, Parson, will come in for Jacobson. And serving is a libero. Sean Leah Matt. Service. Dug up by Albert. Linson spiking it out of bounds is Inga Turner. Point for Arlee, 15-10. And serving again. Troyer digs it out, gets it across. Reed Crawford, messed that, going to set up. The other Crawford off the block of Jort, and Turner drops on Bigfork side, a point for Arlee. They're within 2, 14-12 now on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Here in the third, best of 5. The Valkyries won the first 2. Nice serve by Matt. Linson going to set up Jort. Jort spike off the block. Crawford and Parson at the net block Jort. And point for Arlee, 14-13. Service by the libero. Matt. Linson going to set up. Spiking it off the hands of Matt is Inga Turner. And side out point for Bigfork. And Jort will serve for the Valkyries. Here in the third. Jort served nice and deep. Dug out. Reed Crawford will get it. Messett gets it across. Linson blocked. Turner's short spike blocked by Crawford and Parson again. And point for Arlee, 14-15 on the side out. And Journey Crawford to serve for Arlee. Serves it. Dug out by Davey. Linson going to set up Davey. Davey going to spike it. Back off the hands of Crawford. Reed Crawford, Journey to Reed Crawford. And then hitting it in the net is the libero, Matt. And side out point for Bigfork. And Ava Jo Davey serving for the Valkyries. Nice deep serve. Dug out by Crawford. Then Matt. Dorr right into the net for Arlee, and point for Bigfork. 17-14 now on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Nice deep serve there by Davey. Dug out by Matt. Crawford spikes in the backcourt. Linson's going to save it on the chops in on the Bigfork side. 20-16. And Parson will serve. Parson serves it. Dug out by Davey. Linson Piper Lee into the net for Bigfork. And point for Arlee, 20-17. 4. Parson. Vincent. Zoe Albert dinks it across. Dug out by Mestet. Crawford. Cross by Jacobson. Troyer. Across. Dinks it by Albert. Mestet trying to dink it across by. And they're going to call a double hit or a lift on number 5, Jacobson. So side out to Bigfork and a point. Piper Linson to serve. And Parson will go out. Linson serve deep. Dug out by Reed Crawford. Mestet. Speaking across is Jacobson. Dug out by Ava Joe Davey. And the set by Linson takes Zoe Albert out of play and out of bounds. And she hits it down the line out of bounds. Side out to Arlee. Door to serve. Down by 3, 21-18 on your Flathead Lake Live scoreboard. Davey. It's cross. Piper Lee across. Spike by Crawford off the hands of Troyer. And point for Arlee. 21-19 here in the third. And Dorr will continue to serve. Valkyries trying to close this one out in 3. Dorr, service. Dug out by Troyer. Out of play. That's an ace. And the Valkyries will take a timeout as Arlee is battled back here in the third. They trail 21-20 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard as the Valkyries have won the first 2 in the best of 5. Tried to close this out in the third here from the Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament in Florence, Montana. I'll be back with the continuation of set number 3. All right, we're back here in Florence. Arlee serving Dorr as they come back within 1. 21-20 on your Flathead Lake Live scoreboard. The Valkyries lead as they try to close it out in 3. After the timeout, Dorr will serve. Troyer digs it out. Piper Lee, Linson gets it across. Dug out by Matt. Jacobson gets it across. Jort going to push it across. Dug out. Reed Crawford. Matt gets it across. Linson, Jort on the block. Off of Inga check that Linson. And we're tied at 21 here in the third. And Dorr serving for Arlee. 21-21 here. Service is deep. Albert, back set, Linson, Zoe Albert off the block, dug out by Arlee. Short will pound it across into the net. Arlee digs it across, but no, they're going to call a lift on Arlee. And point side out to Bigfork. 22-21, Zoe Albert to serve for the Valkyries. Albert serve, nice deep. Brought there by Matt. Matt digs it out. Messet, Crawford, dink it across. Oh, dug out by Bigfork. Davey gets it across down the line. Dug out by Dorr. Messet, Crawford on the spike. Off the block of Jort. And point side out to Arlee, 22 apiece. Here. And Arlee to serve. Messet serves it. Piper Lee. Davey short, back corner. Drops it perfectly over the defense. And side out point for Bigfork. Turner will come back and Troyer to serve. Try to close this one out here in the third. 23-22 on your Bigfork Harvest Foods scoreboard. Down the line, heads up. And out of play. Arlee will take a timeout as the Valkyries lead 24-22. This is game and match point here for the Valkyries. Staying right here. If they win this one, they'll close this one out in 3. as Arlee battled back here in the third. Tied it up at 22-22. And the Valkyrie, good serve there by Bigfork, and they hit it out of bounds over here behind me. And no timeouts left for Arlee. That's 2. Bigfork has 2 left, I believe. Or check that. 1 apiece. My bad. Reading that scoreboard. And Troyer to serve, game point and match point. 24-22 they lead on their Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Matt Crawford, Reed Crawford, getting across is Jacobson. It's going to be dug out by Piper Lee. Linson, block. Nice spike by Turner, dug out. Door. And getting across is Arlee. Didn't get the number. That's Crawford set up. This time, Inga Turner, block. Crawford going to try to put it across. Davey, Linson, back set. Short with a block, dug out by Door. Nessa, blocked by Jort, taking it out and spiking it. Ava Joe Davey in the back corner for game and match point. And that is your match point as the Valkyries win this, or check that. I thought it was, they could say something about Bigfork being in the net or something, I guess. So service and spike there. Now putting it away from the back line is Zoe Albert, and they win this one 25-23. So I saw Davey hit that from the back line and put it in, and so I thought it was over. My bad. And there was something called on Bigfork there, and they win this one 3-0. So 25-14, 25-14, and 25-23, and Bigfork will move on to take on the winner of the next game between Eureka and Powell County at 6:45 tonight. For Arlee, they'll move into loser-out action tomorrow at 11:45, taking on the loser of the next match between Powell County and Eureka. I will come back with your post-game and interviews with the head coach of Bigfork, along with any player here on the post-game show here. So final, the Valkyries move on 3-0. They win this 25-14, 25-14, 25-23 from Florence, Montana, Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament. And maybe Ariel forgot to come see me here on the postgame. I'll try to grab her on the postgame show here from Florence, Montana. Well, I'll wrap things up on the post game. It looks like Ariel may have forgot to come see me here on the post game, but that's okay. We'll catch her maybe next time. We got her on the pregame at least. Your final from Florence in Western B Divisional Volleyball Tournament. The Valkyries win this one 3-0 over Arlee, and they'll move to a 6:45 match tonight. And I will be broadcasting that one as well. They'll take on the winner of Eureka and Powell County, which is coming up next here at 3:15 this afternoon. And we're a little ahead of schedule, so probably they won't get that match going. What time do I have right here? Yeah, it's 2:36, so they'll wait to play. They're not going to start any of these matches early from what I understand. So if you're trying to listen, go by the regular schedule game time. The only thing is if one's ahead of time, we might be running late is the only thing. So 6:45 tonight, Bigfork versus the winner of this next match. One half of the games are set, so all of them have been 3-0, the higher seed winning. Anaconda over Mission, Thompson Falls over Florence, and Bigfork over Arlee. Yeah, we'll see what's up next. It should be a good one between the Lady Lions and the Powell County Lady Wardens here from Florence, Montana. Once again, James LaFontaine, thanks for joining me out there. I appreciate that, and we'll talk to you tonight. Pre-game about 6:30, and have a chance to talk with Ariel again for a pre-game interview and get that out to you for tonight's match. Valkyries win this once again, 25-14, 25-14, and 25-23 as Arlee really battled in that third set, but Bigfork able to close that out, win 3-0, and move on. So once again, thank you from Florence, Montana. We'll talk to you tonight as the Valkyries win this one 3-0. Thank you, and good afternoon. I'll talk to you in a few hours.